was very detailed. So, according to you, you made us realize that Impact 45 is not just a new program. It is a program that has been for the past 7 to 8 years, where we gather like-minded people and we discuss the issues going on in the nation. And all together, and most importantly, we discuss their solutions so far. Then, rather than people waiting annually for this program, so the program is now decided to be brought to people's view at every last Sunday of every month from the hours of 6:15 to 7 p.m. on the various social media platforms. That's very
Thank you.
thoughtful of you. That's
Thank
very
you.
thoughtful. We really appreciate that. So the main question is, will we still explain all of this to a layman? A layman will still ask that what do they stand to gain? In one word, what is the aim and mission of Impact 45?
I will, I will answer and respond to your question by just sharing a story with you. When I
Okay.
was in secondary school, there is this man happened to be a refrigerator. I was born in Lagos. My father have been living in Lagos for uh, they gave birth to me in Lagos, and on our street in very close to Lady Luck in Bariga, there is this man living at Olorun Kemi. Then I remember my father happens to be one of the uh, people within the community that people come to for advice and to seek his opinion. So, like 35 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, 1980 or 85, this man came. This man happens to be a refrigerator. He lives in a long chemistry. And he came to see my dad. He wanted to contest for position of a councillor or chairmanship of our local government then. I excused them, and after he has left, my dad came out and he make a exclamation. He said, "Why is it that the man that didn't go to school is the one that wanted to govern people? Why the people opposite our house? We live in number 3, Aomodu then." He said, and in number 8 of our house, opposite my father's house, there are graduates, people that went to Unilag looking for job, people that went to Yabatek looking for job. And I remember my father saying, see, opposite us that are graduates that are looking for job, none of them are interested in politics. And this man that happens to be a refrigerator at Olorun Kemi is the one that came to him for endorsement. So which kind of youth are we having then? My dad made that um uh, 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 what they call it, exclamation then around 30 something, close to 40 years ago. And but I discovered that the same thing is still happening now. You know, the problem with this general, and that's the reason why we will keep on complaining, is that the people that are supposed to make a difference, they are not even, they are speculators making noise. And the people that are supposed not to be involved in policy, governance, and policy, they are the ones that are replacing them. So you cannot pick a team outside your team that are available. I remember is this president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he made a statement some years ago. He said he can only pick the team. When people are complaining that he pick a Muslim, he pick a Christian. He said, no, I can only, a coach can only pick from the best 11 that is available in his team. You cannot go outside your team. The problem is still the problem lingering now. You know, if you look at there is this policy that you cannot, if you are not more than 18 years, you cannot write work or all this
Yeah.
job.
A
So
lot of
now,
people
if you look
are
at
actually
it,
too.
if you look at it, he's the policy maker. If you refuse to be part of the governance or part of policy makers, then the people who are in that on that seat are the one that are going to make policy for us. And I remember that's 35, 36 years ago, the same problem that my father was talking about is late now. May his soul rest in peace. Is the same problem we are facing. That people who supposed to be policy maker, they are outside the policy seat, and the people who are making policies are the people who have interest in politics. So you cannot give what you don't have, and that's the problem. And that's why I said, okay, what can we do differently? The reason why Impact 45 has to come to life is that the Gen Z, the people who we are preparing for tomorrow leadership seat need to be, they need to be groomed. We need to gather to get them interested in politics and policy and governance. If they are not interested, it's the same set of people that will keep on ruling us. Let me shock you.
Okay.
Because I joined a political party due to, I believe that you cannot make an impact when you are outside the team. So now I joined a political party sometimes ago, and they were doing their primaries in the secondary school, the chairmanship primaries in the secondary school, very close to my in Lagos. So I went to join them that morning, and I went with one of my friends. Do you know when I got there? Let me tell you, the barbers, the organizers, the all the artisans, the bricklayers, they have groups in blocks and mass that are taking decisions, and because they are affiliate of one political party or the other, so they are the one picking people who are ruling us. And we that we thought we went to school, we are illiterate when it comes to policy and governance. These are the people taking decision on our behalf. When these people they put themselves together as an associate, as a force to reckon with. To when I got there, those guys, because they know me, they said, Baba, what are you doing here? I think I've shared this before. They said, what are you doing here? The people of your likes are not here. And because they know me, they said, Baba, see, our boys be Bodani, be Kinidani. And I have to excuse myself and go back home. What am I saying? These people they are in charge. And we cannot continue to be making noise on social media in the comfort of our houses, and we are not part of the team. So it amazes me when people say the pastors are interested in politics, the imam are interested. Who should not be interested in politics? Because the politicians are the one formulating the policies that are affecting the exchange rate, the number, your age when you should enroll in school, the amount of exchange rate. They are the one that determine a lot of things. Why will you not be interested in things that are interested in you? That is unwise. So every one of us, even though we may not be an active politician, but we should be interested in policies and politics and leadership. And it takes all effort to be able to determine who rules us. Imagine, less than 15% of the populations are the ones that determine who rules us. An average Nigeria doesn't even know the name of his councillor. Many don't know the location of their local government. Take for instance, if you now say, okay, all the youth, all the Gen Zs, go and take over your local government, take over the councillorship seat, take over the chairmanship seat, and you are amazed what we start from that foundation. And that's the reason why impact has to come live. Our children cannot continue running outside the country looking for an escape route. They can only be secondary citizens wherever they relocate to. That's why we must, Nigeria is blessed. That country is blessed. And we can only harness what God has given us by taking the rightful position. You and I must be interested in those things that is interested in us. We must be conscious of the power that the people, even from the local government, has. An average Nigerian is not interested in what's happening even with his locality, in his residence, in his ward. How will you now take over the state or the federal? That's the reason for impact. Thank you.